The room fell silent as Olivia Rhodes stood up. She was tall for a human, with dark hair pulled back tightly. Her blue uniform showed her rank as Earth's main ambassador. The large round table had seats for 20 different alien species. Most of them looked down on humans as newcomers to space travel. Olivia took a deep breath. She had practiced this moment many times. Behind her stood William Carter, a military man with broad shoulders and a stern face. Next to him was Eleanor Wright, Earth's top scientist, her glasses hiding sharp eyes that missed nothing. Daniel Martinez completed the human group. He was their language expert, able to speak to most alien races without computer help. The human delegation thanks everyone for their time, Olivia said clearly. Her voice did not shake. But we will no longer take part in these talks. Earth and all human colonies are leaving. We withdraw our request to join the Galactic Confederation. For 3 seconds, no one moved. Then the room exploded with noise. The HFY ambassador's skin changed from green to pale white in shock. His 6 tentacles waved wildly in the air. The 4 Voldarian delegates all began shouting at once, their furry faces showing anger and surprise. Only old Krell of the Aetherans stayed quiet. His 3 eyes, set in wrinkled gray skin, watched the humans carefully. Krell was from one of the oldest races in the galaxy. The humans had noticed he seemed different from the start, less hostile, more thoughtful. "This is outrageous," shouted the Korlani ambassador. His translator made his high-pitched sounds into rough English. "You cannot simply leave these talks." Olivia did not answer. She nodded to her team. They began to pack their tablets and notes into cases. The Voldarian leader stood up, pointing a clawed finger at Olivia. "Your species was invited here as a courtesy. We can remove that invitation." William Carter stepped forward slightly, his hand moving toward the weapon hidden under his jacket. Olivia gave him a small look, and he stepped back. "The invitation came 3 years ago," Olivia said calmly. "In that time, we have faced delays, lies, and threats. We have presented our case for membership 15 times. Each time, new problems were found. Each time, new tests were demanded." She closed her case with a soft click. "We no longer believe the Confederation intends to accept humanity as equals, so we withdraw our request." The room grew even louder. Some species were arguing with each other now. The Exorleni and Voldarians seemed especially angry. A few smaller races looked worried. As the human team moved toward the large doors, Eleanor Wright leaned close to Olivia. "They won't just let us leave the system," she whispered. "The defense fleet at the jump point will stop us." Olivia's lips formed a small smile. "They won't have a choice." Daniel Martinez checked his small communication device. "Our ship is ready. Captain Lewis has the engines running." The humans reached the door. Behind them, the Confederation representatives were still arguing loudly. But before the humans could exit, Krell of the Aetherans appeared beside them. The old alien moved quickly for his age. "Ambassador Rhodes," he said quietly. His voice was deep and smooth. "I must ask if humans truly understand what they are doing today." Olivia faced him directly. "We understand perfectly, Ambassador Krell. The question is, does the Confederation understand what happens next?" Krell's middle eye blinked slowly. "I believe I do. I tried to warn the others about humans. They did not listen." "Then you're wiser than most," Olivia replied. The human team walked out of the Grand Council chamber. As the massive doors closed behind them, they heard the continuing chaos they had left behind. The Galactic Confederation had never faced anything like this before. They had no idea what was coming. 5 years earlier, deep under the Rocky Mountains, a secret meeting took place. The room was cold and plain. No windows showed the outside world. Only thick walls of rock protected the people inside from being heard. General Samuel Harris walked slowly in front of the group. His gray hair was cut short, and his face showed years of tough choices. 20 of Earth's best scientists and military leaders watched him. They all knew why they were there. The invitation to join the peace talks is not what it seems, Samuel said. His voice was deep and serious. Our deep space monitors caught their scans. The aliens are studying us. They're trying to decide if we are a threat. Dr. Nora Johnson stood up. She was small, but her presence filled the room. As head of Earth's science team, her words carried weight. Then we have no choice, she said. Project Eclipse must begin now. Samuel nodded. Full production starts today. If talking fails, we'll need every ship and weapon we've kept hidden. He touched a screen on the wall. It showed plans for ships unlike anything Earth had ever built in public. While our ambassadors talk, we build. While they delay us, we prepare. If they mean us harm, they'll find we are not as weak as they think. Far away, near Neptune, hundreds of workers floated in space. They wore heavy suits to protect them from the cold and emptiness. Alan Foster checked his oxygen level as he welded a metal panel onto a massive ship. This was his third 12-hour shift without much rest. The ship looked nothing like the small vessels Earth had shown to alien visitors. Those ships used simple rocket engines and basic shields. This one had weapons that could cut through almost anything. Its engines worked on principles the Confederation thought humans didn't understand yet. Foster, we need help with the quantum drive housing, called his supervisor through the radio. Alan pushed himself across the empty space toward the back of the huge ship. As he moved, he passed 7 more vessels just like it. Each one could carry enough firepower to destroy a small moon. No alien had ever seen these ships. No Confederation spy had found this shipyard. Earth was making sure of that. On Mars, in a special training center built inside an old volcano, Lieutenant Karen Martinez watched her team practice. They fought against robots built to move like different alien species. Some had extra arms. Some moved faster than humans. Some were 3 times stronger. Again, she shouted as one soldier was pinned down by a robot with 4 arms. The Korlani have weak spots behind their gill flaps. Find it. The soldier twisted his body and jabbed a training knife into a small opening on the robot's neck. It froze in place, its program registering a killing blow. Karen nodded. Better. The Confederation thinks we know nothing about their weaknesses. That's our advantage. In orbit around Earth, the official human space station welcomed another alien delegation. These visitors saw outdated technology. They saw simple weapons. They saw humans struggling with basic space travel. What they didn't see were the quantum communication devices hidden in regular equipment. Every word they said was sent instantly to secret bases. Every bit of technology they showed was scanned and studied. Every weakness was noted. Back in the mountain base, Samuel looked at reports from all these secret projects. "How long until we're ready?" he asked Nora. She checked her tablet. "The fleet will be complete in 4 years. The defense grid in 5. If the peace talks keep the aliens busy that long, we'll be ready." Samuel's face was grim. "They need to think we're weak and hopeless for just a little longer. Our diplomats will buy us time." "And if diplomacy fails?" asked another officer. "Then the Confederation learns that humans don't make good enemies," Samuel said. "That we're exactly what they fear we are." The small human ship carrying Olivia Rhodes and her team moved away from the huge space station. Through the windows, they could see the Confederation capital world of Xularis below. Its purple oceans and green land made it look beautiful from space. But the humans knew its beauty hid danger. At that same moment, 7 massive ships appeared from hidden places throughout the human solar system. They had been waiting for this signal. Some came out from behind moons. Others appeared from inside gas clouds where sensors couldn't see them. One rose up from beneath the ice of Europa, where it had waited for years. The biggest ship was called the U.S. Defiance. It was almost 1 mile long and shaped like an arrow. Captain Stephen Russell stood on its bridge, looking at the large screen in front of him. "All ships report ready status," he ordered. First Officer Lisa Chen worked at her station. Her fingers moved quickly over the control panel. "All 7 ships confirm they are ready, Captain." The Confederation outposts are starting to see us. They're asking who we are. Stephen straightened his blue uniform. He had waited years for this moment. Send our ship codes, but don't answer their questions. Follow the plan exactly. Lisa nodded. Yes, sir. The 7 ships moved into a V shape. They began to speed up. The Confederation believed humans could only travel at certain speeds in space. These ships were about to move much faster than aliens thought possible. Chief Engineer Gregory Peters watched his screens carefully. The special electronic packages are active, Captain. Any Confederation station that tries to send messages about us will find their systems not working. On the small ship leaving the Confederation world, Olivia got a message on her secure device. She read it and smiled. It's starting, she told William. The fleet is moving. We timed it perfectly. William looked out at the stars. They called us primitives. They treated us like children. All this time, they had no idea what we were building. Daniel checked his own device. The Confederation ships near Earth are sending confused messages. Their sensors show our fleet, but they can't believe what they're seeing. The Etherans suspected, William said. That old ambassador, Krell. He tried to warn the others that we were hiding our true abilities. Olivia nodded. Yes, but they didn't listen. The Exorlani and Voldarians were too busy planning how to control Earth's resources. They saw what they wanted to see. Back on the U.S. Defiance, Stephen watched as his ship reached speeds no human vessel had ever shown to aliens before. The stars on the screen began to blur slightly. Confederation tracking stations are going silent, Lisa reported. Gregory's electronic warfare systems are working perfectly. They can't warn each other about us. Stephen allowed himself a small smile. For 3 years, they made us wait in their meeting rooms. For 3 years, they searched for ways to control us or destroy us. That time is over. He turned to his crew. Set course for Earth. Maximum speed. Let's show the Confederation what humanity can really do. The 7 ships moved faster and faster. They left confused alien observers behind. Some alien ships tried to follow but quickly fell behind. They couldn't match the speed of the human vessels. In her small ship, Olivia received another message. The fleet will reach Earth in 6 hours, she told her team. Much faster than any Confederation ship could make the journey. Eleanor looked worried. What will the aliens do when they realize how much we've hidden from them? They'll be afraid, Olivia said. As they should be. They came to our world looking for easy prey. Instead, they'd found humanity. The small ship carrying the diplomats followed the same path as the fleet, heading home to a Earth that was about to reveal its true strength to the galaxy. 10 years earlier, a normal day in Chicago changed the world forever. People walked to work, drove cars, and worried about everyday problems. Then the sky darkened at noon. A ship larger than any building on Earth appeared above the city. It hung there, silent and still. Its dark metal surface reflected no light. For 6 hours, it did nothing. People ran. The army came. Still, the ship just waited. Finally, a bright light shot down from the ship. Where it touched the ground in Grant Park, 5 aliens appeared. They had no weapons that humans could see. They'd waited while nervous soldiers pointed guns at them. Amanda Reed watched from a nearby building. She worked for Earth's intelligence agency. Her job was to study threats to humanity. Now she looked at the biggest threat ever. They're not what I expected, she said quietly to her team. Through binoculars, she watched the aliens carefully. The tall one with 4 arms. See how the others stand slightly behind it. That's their leader. The alien she pointed to is called Krell. It was from the Voldarian race. Next to it stood 2 Xorlani with green skin and 6 tentacles each. Behind them were 2 smaller aliens from races humans would later learn were called Micteri and Jovan. After more tense hours, Earth's leaders arrived. Secretary General Patrick Davis walked slowly toward the aliens. He was an older man with gray hair and a calm face. He had been chosen because he had led Earth through other crises before. "We welcome you to Earth," Patrick said simply. Krell stepped forward. Its translator changed its strange sounds into English. "We bring greetings from the Galactic Confederation. We have watched your world for some time. Now we offer friendship." Later that day, the aliens met with Earth's leaders in a secure room. Cameras recorded everything. Amanda sat in the corner, watching and taking notes. Patrick asked the important question, "Why have you really come to Earth?" The aliens looked at each other. Something passed between them that the humans couldn't understand. Finally, Krell spoke. "Your species has developed faster than we expected. You have atomic power. You have begun to explore your own solar system. We offer guidance to prevent unfortunate outcomes." "What outcomes?" Patrick asked. "Some young species destroy themselves," Krell said. "Others cause harm to their neighbors. We help prevent such problems." After the meeting, Amanda showed Patrick her notes. "Their ship had weapons locked on our major cities the whole time," she said. "I saw the targeting systems active." Patrick looked surprised. "How do you know what alien targeting systems look like?" "I don't," Amanda admitted. "But I know weapons when I see them, and I know when someone is lying." They stood at a window, looking up at the alien ship still hanging over Chicago. "They're afraid of us," Amanda said. "I saw it in how they watched our soldiers, in how they spoke about our progress. Something about humans scares them." Patrick was quiet for a long time. "Then we need to understand why. And we need to be ready if their fear turns to action." That night, Patrick called 20 world leaders. By morning, Project Defense was born. In secret bases around the world, humans began to study every piece of information they could get from the aliens. When the Confederation invited Earth to send representatives to peace talks, Patrick sent only people he trusted completely. Their real job wasn't to join the Confederation. It was to learn its weaknesses. "They came to our world looking for a primitive species they could control," Patrick told Amanda before she left for space. "Let's give them exactly what they expect to see. For now." Amanda nodded. "And while they think we're harmless, we'll prepare for the worst." "Humanity has always been good at surprising its enemies," Patrick said. "Let's hope we never need to surprise these aliens. But if we do, we'll be ready," Amanda finished. Captain Stephen Russell watched Earth grow larger on the main screen of the U.S. Defiance. His ship led the other 6 vessels in perfect formation. They were almost home. Then a warning sound filled the bridge. "Captain, we have multiple ships ahead," Lisa Chen said. Her voice was steady, but her eyes showed concern. "Confederation warships. They've reached Earth before us." Stephen leaned forward in his chair. "How many?" 12 ships, all battle class. They're in standard attack formation." Stephen nodded slowly. "They must have sent them as soon as we left the peace talks. They used jump points we don't know about." The human fleet slowed down. On the screen, they could now see the alien ships clearly. They were curved and smooth, unlike the sharp angles of human vessels. They surrounded Earth like wolves around prey. "Send word to Admiral Wilson," Stephen ordered. "It's time." Deep under the Pacific Ocean, in a command center few humans knew existed, Admiral Grace Wilson received the message. She was a tall woman with short gray hair and eyes that missed nothing. For 15 years, she had led Earth Defense Command. For 15 years, she had prepared for this day. "Begin Operation Reveal," she said to her team. Full activation of all defense systems. Around Earth, hundreds of ordinary-looking satellites suddenly changed. Panels opened to show weapons that had been hidden inside. On the Moon, what looked like research stations transformed into shield generators and missile platforms. Even some asteroids near Earth split open to reveal weapon systems inside. On the Confederation flagship, Supreme Commander Varex of the Korlani watched his screens with growing horror. His green skin paled as more and more human weapons appeared. "Impossible," he said. His tentacles moved nervously. "This cannot be." Their technology level was rated as barely able to reach their own moon. His second-in-command checked the readings again. The humans have deceived us, Commander. These weapons match our own. Some might be stronger. Verex felt fear for the first time in many years. How did they hide all this? Our scans should have found these weapons. Unknown, Commander, but the readings are clear. The humans have planetary shields activating. Their weapons are locking onto our ships. In the human delegation ship approaching Earth, Olivia Rhodes received a message from President Edward Collins. He led all of Earth and its new colonies. The Confederation fleet is holding position, the President told her. His face on the screen looked serious. They're asking what's happening. They want to know why we hid our true technology. They'll get their answers soon, Olivia said. And then they'll get a choice. The President nodded. The defense grid is fully active. Admiral Wilson reports we can destroy their entire fleet if needed. Let's hope that won't be necessary, Olivia said. Fear can be a powerful tool for peace. Back on the U.S. Defiance, Stephen ordered his fleet to spread out. Each massive ship took position near one of Earth's continents, their weapons powered up, ready to defend the planet if needed. The Confederation ships are scanning us, Lisa reported. They're trying to understand our technology. Stephen smiled slightly. Let them look. For 3 years, they've treated us like children. Now they'll see what humanity can really do. On the main screen, a message appeared from Admiral Wilson. All defense systems ready. Earth is protected, waiting for diplomatic contact. Stephen looked at the stars around his ship. Somewhere out there, billions of aliens were about to learn that humans were not what they seemed. That Earth would not be controlled or threatened. Send a message to the Confederation fleet, he ordered. Tell them Ambassador Rhodes will speak with them soon. Until then, they are to maintain their distance from Earth. Lisa sent the message. The human fleet waited, weapons ready. The next few hours would decide if there would be peace or war with the Galactic Confederation. The human delegation ship moved slowly toward the Confederation flagship. It was small compared to the massive alien vessel. Olivia Rhodes stood by the window, watching as they came closer to the green and purple ship that carried Supreme Commander Verex. Are you ready for this? William Carter asked her. His hand rested near his hidden weapon. I've been preparing for 3 years, Olivia replied. We all have. Their small ship docked with the Confederation flagship. When the doors opened, 6 Sorleni guards waited for them. The aliens stood twice as tall as humans, their green skin shining under the bright lights. Follow us, one guard said through a translator. Supreme Commander Verex is waiting. The human team walked through long hallways. They passed aliens from many different species. All stopped to stare at the humans. Some looked afraid. Others looked angry. Finally, they reached the command center. It was a large round room with screens showing Earth and the space around it. Supreme Commander Verex stood in the middle. His 6 tentacles moved nervously. Around him were representatives from 12 alien species that were part of the Confederation. Ambassador Rhodes, Verex said. His voice through the translator sounded cold. You have much to explain. Olivia stepped forward. She looked small among the aliens, but her voice was strong. No, Commander. You are the ones who must explain. For years, your Confederation has lied to us. You came to Earth pretending to offer friendship, but we know the truth. What truth? Asked a furry Voldarian. That you feared us from the beginning, Olivia said. That you planned to either control humans or destroy us. The room grew quiet. Verex's skin changed color slightly. Your species has shown violent tendencies that make you dangerous, Verex said. The Confederation has a duty to protect. Spare me the lies, Olivia interrupted. We found your secret files. We know you've been studying humans for 50 years. We know you classified us as a potential threat before you even met us. She walked around the room, looking at each alien representative. For decades, your ships watched Earth from hiding. You saw our wars, yes, but you also saw how quickly we made peace. You saw our art, our music, our desire to explore. And still you feared us. Verex's tentacles turned dark with anger. Your advancement is too rapid. Your adaptability makes you unpredictable. The Confederation cannot allow. The Confederation cannot stop us. Olivia cut in. Earth and all human colonies are now sovereign space. Any attack on us will be met with force. The old Atheron representative, Krell, stepped forward. His 3 eyes blinked slowly. We warned the Council many times. We said that underestimating humans would lead to disaster. Now we must face what our deception has created. William Carter touched a small device on his wrist. A large hologram appeared in the center of the room. It showed the full extent of Earth's defenses and fleet capabilities. The alien representatives grew silent as they saw the true power humans had built in secret. This is just what we've revealed, William said. There is more. A McTerry representative spoke up, its voice high and nervous. Why show us this now? Why not attack if you knew our intentions? Olivia smiled slightly. Because humans still hope for real peace, not the false peace you offered, where we would be treated as children, but true peace between equals. She turned to face Verex directly. So now the Confederation has a choice. Accept humanity as a sovereign power and open real diplomatic talks, or continue to threaten us and face the consequences. The room was completely silent. The aliens looked at each other, then back at the hologram showing Earth's weapons. You have 1 day to decide, Olivia said. We will wait for your answer. As the human team turned to leave, Krell spoke again. The Confederation has never faced a species like yours before, Ambassador Rhodes. Olivia paused at the door. Then perhaps it's time the galaxy learned some new lessons. News spread quickly across human space. On every colony and on Earth itself, people watched their screens with a mix of fear and pride. For years, most humans had believed the story that Earth was slowly joining the Galactic Confederation. Now they learned the truth. In New York, crowds gathered in the streets. Some people cheered. Others looked worried at the thought of possible war. On the Mars colony, miners and scientists stood together in the main dome, watching as President Collins explained everything. For 15 years, we have hidden our true progress, the president said on screens everywhere. We did this because we learned early on that the Confederation feared human potential. They planned to limit us or destroy us. Today, we have shown them that humanity will not be controlled. In orbit around Mars, Captain Ryan Mitchell stood on the bridge of the destroyer U.S. Vigilant. His ship was smaller than the massive vessels like the Defiance, but it was still powerful. Through the main window, he could see 3 Confederation cruisers approaching the Phobos research station. They're scanning our weapons systems, reported Tactical Officer Heather Williams. She was young, but already one of the best officers in the fleet. I think they're trying to find weak points. Ryan nodded. Let them look. Maintain position and keep weapons ready. For 12 long hours, the human and alien ships faced each other near Mars. Nobody fired. Nobody attacked. But nobody backed down either. Finally, the Confederation ships turned and moved away from Mars. The humans on the Vigilant cheered. They're leaving the whole system, Heather reported. All Confederation ships are retreating. Back on Earth, Admiral Grace Wilson received reports from across the solar system. All alien vessels have withdrawn beyond Neptune, she told President Collins. They're maintaining a watching position, but they've pulled back their attack forces. The president looked relieved. Then they've chosen not to fight. At least for now. It appears so, Grace agreed. Our show of strength worked. But this is just the beginning. In cities across Earth, people celebrated. They sang songs about humanity standing strong. Children played with toy spaceships, pretending to defend Earth. But in government offices and military bases, leaders prepared for what might come next. President Collins addressed the United Nations that evening. Representatives from every country on Earth gathered to hear him. For generations, we prepared for the day aliens might come to Earth, he said. When the Confederation arrived, they claimed to offer friendship, but we saw the truth behind their words. Today, we have shown them that humanity will not be controlled or threatened. He stood tall at the podium. We did not ask for this conflict. We would have gladly joined a true galactic community of equals. But we will not join as servants or children. The room filled with applause. From this day forward, Earth and all human colonies are independent. We will defend our space. We will continue to grow and explore. And if the Confederation wishes to talk as equals, we will listen. On the U.S. Defiance, still orbiting Earth, Captain Stephen Russell received new orders from Admiral Wilson. We are to maintain defense positions for now, he told his crew. But soon, we'll begin patrols to the edge of our solar system. Lisa Chen looked up from her station. Do you think they'll come back with more ships? Stephen considered her question. Maybe. But they've seen what we can do now. That changes everything. In her quarters on the human delegation ship, Olivia Rhodes prepared for her next meeting with the Confederation representatives. The aliens had requested more talks, this time with a very different tone. They're afraid now, William told her. That's good. Fear isn't enough, Olivia replied. We need respect too. Real peace can't be built on fear alone. She looked out her window at Earth below. The blue planet seemed peaceful from space. She hoped it would stay that way. Tomorrow we begin building a new relationship with the galaxy, she said quietly. Not as supplicants, but as equals. 3 months later, Ambassador Olivia Rhodes entered a neutral space station halfway between Earth and the Confederation main worlds. The station was shaped like a wheel, turning slowly to create gravity. It belonged to no one, built long ago by a species that had since disappeared from the galaxy. 5 alien representatives waited for her in the main meeting room. Each sat behind a curved desk. Krell of the Etherans was there, his aged face showing no emotion. Xorlani, a Voldarian, a Miktari, and a Jovan made up the rest of the group. Olivia walked alone this time. No guards, no advisors. Just one human facing 5 aliens who represented hundreds of worlds and trillions of beings. Krell spoke first. The Confederation Council has met for many days. After much debate, we have recognized the sovereign status of humanity and all your claimed space. His 3 eyes blinked slowly. We propose a mutual agreement of non-aggression. No attacks. No threats. A data pad slid across the table toward Olivia. She picked it up and read through the document carefully. This is acceptable as a starting point, she said after a few minutes. But humanity will find its own path in the galaxy. We will explore. We will trade with any species that wishes to trade with us. We will defend our borders. The Korlani representative's skin darkened slightly, and what humans had learned was a sign of annoyance. You speak boldly for a species that has just joined the galactic community. Olivia smiled. We've been part of the community for 15 years. You just didn't know the real us until now. The meeting continued for several hours. Details were discussed. Borders were defined. Rules of contact were established. When it was done, Olivia stood to leave. This agreement will go to Earth's leaders for final approval, she said. You'll have our answer within 1 month. As she walked out, Krell followed her. In the empty hallway, the old alien moved closer. You must understand something, Ambassador, he said quietly. It was fear that drove the Confederation's actions. In all our long history, we have never encountered a species quite like yours. Olivia stopped walking. What makes us so different? Your adaptability. Your drive to overcome challenges. And something else. Krell paused. A certain resilience. Most species, when faced with obstacles, either go around them or stop. Humans push through them. It is both admirable and frightening. Olivia considered his words. Then perhaps fear will maintain peace until understanding can take its place. Back on Earth, preparations continued. In a shipyard above the Atlantic Ocean, New vessels took shape. These were different from the warships built in secret. These were exploration ships designed to travel farther and faster than any human vessel before. Captain Maria Evans walked through the nearly completed bridge of her new ship, the U.S. Discovery. It would be the first human ship to push beyond Confederation space, into parts of the galaxy no Earth person had ever seen. "We launch in 2 weeks," Maria told her gathered crew. "Our mission is to explore, not intimidate. To learn, not conquer. But make no mistake, we're also showing the galaxy that humanity doesn't need anyone's permission to reach for the stars." Her first officer, Jack Rivera, looked out the main window at Earth below. "Do you think the Confederation will ever truly accept us?" "Maybe not," Maria said, "but they'll respect us. And for now, that's enough." As the human ships prepared to leave Earth orbit, observers from 12 alien species watched carefully. They sent reports back to their homeworlds. The reports all said different things in different languages, but the message was the same. Humanity has arrived on the galactic stage. The universe would never be the same again. On the viewing deck of the Atheran observation vessel, Old Krell watched the new human ships with all 3 of his eyes. "And so begins a new age," he whispered to himself. "For better or worse, the humans are coming."